Todd, Michael, and Don, how you doing?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. So it looks like algebra was a better way to go than trigonometry, right?
Yeah, we probably still need to go down to adding and subtraction.
Your overall feel on how your team played yesterday, obviously the numbers and just with the naked eye tells you that they played well, but what do you think after looking at the tape?
They played hard. Some things we want to do better, but they played hard. They played well. They played together, and that was the main thing.
And they had fun, and I've heard several players say it after the game. So was that the message to your team this week? Have some fun against Miami?
Yeah, that was it. Normally in the fourth quarter plays we've been running the same plays all game, and somehow in the fourth quarter, some guys probably tense up a little more, and I just wanted them to go out and have fun, and that's what they did.
That's a little easier to have fun when you have a humongous lead. I guess the real test is going to be the next time you're in a tight game in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think those guys will be fine. It's just about readjusting their mindset, and I think they'll be fine.
See, what I found interesting is you did face adversity early. You go for it on fourth down on that first possession. You don't get it. You give them the ball at plus 44. So I guess at that point, right, if your team had a lack of confidence, that could have been a point where you could have said, here we go again, right?
That could have been it. I don't think we ever have a lack of confidence. We probably have a lack of execution every now and then, but we don't have a lack of confidence, and those guys stood up and played well.
Now, was that part of your game plan, at least mental game plan? Okay, I go for it here. You would have much rather have gotten it. You don't get it, and you're telling your defense, you know what? I think you guys are good enough right here. You're not going to let them score, and it was 3 and out. So was that a message to your defense as well?
No, we wanted to be aggressive and wanted to show we had confidence in them, and having confidence in them makes them go out and play a little bit looser. So it worked out well.
Well, you've been talking a lot about how well Devin Smith has practiced and running his routes, but it's about catching the football. So how happy were you for him to not only get a couple of catches, but get that first NFL touchdown?
It was good to see for him. That'll open up a lot of doors for him going forward. As a young player, you always have to cross that threshold when you finally get it and you're accepted in this league, and then you just take off and go, and hopefully that was the key for him right there yesterday.
Now, we just had on Ryan Fitzpatrick, Coach, and he admitted the last 2 times he shaved his beard, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. So,
I wish you would have told me that in training camp.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep on him now, right?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be well-groomed all the time.
This game with the Giants coming up on Sunday. You're new to the Jets. This is your first year. I'm sure you followed the NFL very closely. Do you realize that this is a game that means a little extra to your fan base?
Yeah, because, same stadium, it could tear apart a few households just like the Mets and the Yankees, so I understand what it means.
And just, perusing Twitter, because we're on the air, so we didn't hear you talk to the media earlier. Apparently, you basically named every Giant you ever played against in your career. So looks like you have some pretty vivid memories of going up against them.
They had a lot of legends back then. Believe me, they had a bunch of players. They were a good football team, believe me.
It's going to be weird. People that are new to the Jets or the Giants, it's kind of odd. This game is a Giant home game, and Ryan just said, we don't get to park in our parking lot. We get different seats. Is it kind of weird? Do you not feel like you're playing at home?
It'll be different. Just make sure we run out on the right sideline. It'll be different not running over to our normal sideline and running the opposite side of the field. From that standpoint, it'll be a little different.
Yeah, and he mentioned tickets, and you're going to have to park in a different place and all that. But really, from a rhythm of road versus home, this is going to be pretty much an extra home game, right?
Well, the fact that we don't have to fly and get on the bus and go somewhere from that standpoint, yes. But, again, as far as tickets and everything else, no. It's quasi-home, quasi-away.
All right, now, Todd, obviously people will always say in sports, I just got to worry about this game. Have you looked ahead how we make the playoffs? How do you do it? What has to happen? The teams in front of you, the teams that have tiebreakers against you, do you look that far ahead in the 1 or 2 minutes free that you have during the week?
No, I think if you look ahead, you lose focus on what you have to do. We're going to look at the games we have at hand. We're just looking at the Giants.
And win and you're in, right? I mean, there's no scenario that's better than going out and winning that. Has this team been consistent enough and capable of going out there and winning the rest of the games this season?
Yeah, we're capable. We just have to be consistent. We won one. We got to try to string 2 and 3 and 4 together.
You look at your offense when it's clicking like it was yesterday, and Todd, to be honest, there's a lot of weapons there. You've got wide receivers that can get into the end zone. You got a good running game. You have a quarterback that, for the most part, protects the ball. That's got to be a good feeling for a coach, because when things are clicking, you can actually see how potent this offense can be.
Yeah, when things are clicking, we're fine. We just got to make sure they're clicking.
What stops them from clicking, though? Is it a confidence thing? Is it execution thing?
It's never confidence. It's always execution. Just a muff here or there, or a jump off sides here and there. There's things that go awry during the game that don't allow us to do the things we normally do. And hopefully we got past that and we can try to put a string of wins together.
Where do we stand with Revis right now?
No, right now he's still in the protocol. We won't know until later on in the week and see how he feels.
Calvin Pryor yesterday delivered a hit that was just, it jarred me watching it on TV. You think that sent a message to Miami?
I don't know if it sent a message, but it got the guys on the sideline excited and got them into the game early. And I think that kind of propelled us into playing aggressive the rest of the way.